football fans. I'm the Fantasy Football Girl, and this is As the League Turns, a weekly digest of the NFL's biggest, baddest, and, yep, you know it, best drama. The show that doesn't necessarily dig deep for stats, but does dig deep for dirt. At 33 years old, Carolina Panthers veteran receiver Steve Smith is one of the oldest starters in the league. Drafted in 2001, he's the team's all-time leader in touchdowns, receptions, and receiving yards. In his nearly 11 years with the Panthers, Smith has had some incredible highs, like going to the Super Bowl during their 2003 season, and some devastating lows, like losing that same Super Bowl to the Patriots by just 3 points. Last season, however, after becoming just the 35th player in NFL history to earn 10,000 receiving yards, things were looking up for Smith and his cardiac cats. After all, they had a brand new coach in Ron Rivera and a white-hot rookie QB in Cam Newton. It seems, however, that the mojo they had in 2011 has not exactly carried through to 2012. After Week 8's absolutely ugly loss to my Bears, the Panthers are in last place in the NFC South with a disappointing 1-6 record. After the game, Smith let loose and voiced his frustration by saying, quote, "It's getting old." According to CBS Chicago, he explained that the numerous losses were both tiresome and monotonous, and that he and some of his teammates were beyond heartbreak. Considering Smith had a public dust-up with Newton a few weeks ago, and the fact that Carolina fired their GM last Monday, I'm guessing that locker room is about to host one heck of a catfight. While the Panthers lost a close one in Chicago, the Eagles were having their wings clipped at home. For the first time since 1999, head coach Andy Reid and his Eagles lost their first game back after a bye week, and they lost big, with a final score of 30-17 against the undefeated Atlanta Falcons. As the rain that would become Hurricane Sandy started to pour down, so did the boos and Fire Andy chants from the crowd. Word out of Philly this morning is that in what appears to be a desperate move to save his job, Reid is planning to bench starting quarterback Michael Vick. Yeah, the same Mike Vick he so strongly advocated for and who just a season ago he signed to a huge contract extension. Vick's would-be replacement is rookie Nick Foles. If Foles were to receive the starting job, his first game would be on Monday night at the Superdome versus the New Orleans Saints. No pressure, kid. While Foles could likely produce against the awful Saints defense, he'd still have to deal with that hoot-at stadium noise. Oh, and let's not forget that the rhythm method offers more protection than his offensive line. Regardless of the outcome on Monday, one thing's for sure. It's the beginning of the end of the Michael Vick and quite possibly the Andy Reid era, making Philly, at least for now, a city of unbrotherly love. In last week's episode of Secret Weapons, I previewed the Dolphins at Jets matchup. What I didn't tell you, though, was that the penalty flags, which are, of course, always yellow, would be pink in this particular game. You see, Dante Cano, a 5th grader from Marlboro, New Jersey, wrote Commissioner Goodell a letter, suggesting that, in accordance with Breast Cancer Awareness Month, the NFL change the color of their penalty flags to match all of the other super pink gear. The 11-year-old ended his note by asking the commish to please write back. Well, apparently Goodell liked the boy's idea because before kickoff on Sunday, Dante and his family got to stand on the field at MetLife Stadium, present the fabulously fuchsia flags to the game officials, and take a ton of what I'm sure will be very memorable pictures. After the presentation, Goodell tweeted this picture and said that the league would consider using pink penalty flags next October. Thanks for speaking up, Dante. Thanks so much for watching. This has been As the League Turns, and I'm the Fantasy Football Girl reminding you to always win big.